were trying to figure out who had the deeper voice. Was it Cass or was it Dean?
Unfortunately, I think Mark Shepard takes the cake on that. He had his vocal cords surgically altered.
In all fairness, Mark Shepard also talks about 20 hours a day, so I think it's very worn down. So it's just very good.
It's definitely worn down.
Love.
Can we get a voice off?
Congratulations.
Yeah, Misha and I are both seeking medical attention for just trying to keep up with Mark Shepard.
To keep the thrones down here. I haven't done my vocal warm-ups, but I'll do my best. It's a line that you guys know.
I'm the one who gripped your tight and raised you from perdition.
He sounds like that in the morning.
How do you know?
That was the backup question. Still can't work out why that was the backup question. It's like, if she says no, I want to know who had the deeper voice. I mean, how does that go together? Why, were you going to pick one of the two of them and ask them instead?
However, it would have been funny if he was like, I'd like to ask my girlfriend a question, and he raises the box and we're like, oh, no, don't do that. Because then he'd be like, oh, I was just kidding. Raises the box. Congrats, guys. Thanks for the question.
I think it's a beautiful thing when the fantasy theme film show could bring people together.
That may have been one of the first wedding proposals that included talking of the people you're going to kill together. We're going to kill demons.
I want him as one of the demons on the show. I like him.
Yes.
All right, you're in there.
Hi, thank you guys for being here. I don't know how to follow that.
I'm already married.
So Jensen posted a photo for Jared's birthday. Happy late birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
And it had your kids and said you guys were gonna have here's raising a future generation of hunters.
I'm pregnant.
And so my question is, what would you guys like that to look like if all of your kids had a spin-off? And would you guys like to come back as like a Bobby or something?
A lot of kids.
We're going to milk this thing for all.
Season 23.
Yeah. That would make a good prequel. Your children. Thank you.
They're already kind of a gang as it is. As some of you know, Jared has 2 sons. I have a daughter. And the other day, my daughter, we were talking about these 2 boys. And I was like, oh, are they your friends? And she goes, no, they're my boys. She's just turned 3. So we might not have a choice in the matter. They might just be doing whatever they're going to do. And I assume that, they're going to want to stay in the family business.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, darling.
Hi, Moose. It's Sasquatch, your taller friend.
I know, I recognize. Yeah, you're hard to miss. Security.
So this goes for any of you who want to answer the question. What's a facet in your character's personas that you haven't explored yet, or you haven't explored as deeply as you'd like to, and how would you like to do that?
Killing billions of people.
All right. I will say, I think maybe either Rob or Richard made a joke earlier that there are not a lot of scenarios that we could legitimately bring up as a future episode that hasn't already happened. But there is, and having Mom back is something really interesting for me as a person, as Jared Padalecki to explore, but also for Sam Winchester. Seeing these guys, Sam and Dean, they even though they grew up with the father, they kind of grew up on their own, because their father was one-track minded. He was after Azazel, he was after Yellow Eyed Demon, he wanted to exact vengeance. And so they kind of raised each other. Dean raised Sam more than the opposite, being the older brother, but they never really had a proper family dynamic as far as them being sons. We've seen these guys as heroes, we've seen them sacrificing for each other, for people they don't know. We've seen them out on their own, lone wolves, rogues. But we haven't really seen them in this position where, because even when we saw Sam, just to talk about my own journey, even when we saw him with his father, he had a very contentious relationship. It was more like, it wasn't like, oh Dad, like, I love you. It was like, Dad, like, I want to, like, how dare you, Looking back at my childhood, like, you put a 45 under my pillow, like, that's messed up. So seeing his mother, somebody he loves and looks up to, and getting to be a boy again is going to be really interesting, and I'm glad we get to explore that.
Ruth and Sam, we haven't heard from you in a little bit. What about you? Any facets to your character that we haven't seen? Ruth?
I'd like to explore the toy boy facet. Toy boy facet of Ruina's personality. Maybe
It's boy toy in America.
boy toy. Maybe the personal masseuse area.
Okay, all right.
Something like that.
Okay.
Well, I think that as Mary is pretty much anything except like the perfect mom persona. Like everything else is open because that's all it's been so far. It's just sort of. And so I could come from myself. Yeah.
Too soon?
Yeah, really? Right. So, just being a person, a fully actualized person.
I want to see, and I think we will, but I'd like to see the hunter side of Mary. And it'll be interesting to see the similarities between what and how she deals with the supernatural and how the boys deal with it, because she is their mother, and so those kind of similarities might be really fun to explore. I think that'd be cool.
All right, young man. Last question. You own it.
Oh, God.
No pressure.
No pressure.
This is about the fan fiction episode from season 10. Is it based off of real fan fiction for Supernatural?
It's a great question.
Andrew?
It was not based off a specific fan fiction, but I think it was based off a lot of things that we're aware of from our fans on social media and things like that, where you guys are great. And that episode was really kind of a tribute to you, and I'm glad people liked it so much.
It's been a fantastic panel. Gentlemen, parting words, final thoughts?
Go ahead, Bob.
Nisha's a giver. No, I think our only parting thought was I don't think you ever get into a year 12 if you don't have incredible fans like you people out there. Not only with the ratings in the show and all the support, but that you encourage us to keep making the show as original as we can, and to not retread storylines and not sit on our laurels, but to keep the show fresh. And I think, to get up every day, especially for me, being here from the beginning, and to try to do that, you have to draw inspiration from the fan base and what you guys expect from us. So, we think season 12 is a great testament to you, and we thank you for that.
Well said.
Well said.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Supernatural, Season 12.